Hi there, my name is Adina and thank you for coming to visit my channel. So today I will be talking about my items that are for this week's Project Pan 2026 that I'll be using for the whole week. So if you'd like to see what that is, just stay tuned. So before I go into the new items that I'm going to use, I did want to mention a 2 and 2. I want to talk about 2 things that really worked well and 2 things that kind of didn't, and I'll explain my reasoning for those. First, I'm going to mention the 2 things that didn't work well for me, and it's not the product's fault, it's my fault for putting this in my rotation. So the first thing is the Never Touch Up Face Primer by Nicka K. I feel that this is better for me to use in the summer. It's not moisturizing. It keeps a matte look, which is something I would prefer in the summer because I don't want to be, sweaty. So this was not good for me to use for the summer, for the winter, but I will revisit it when the summertime comes around. Hi, baby girl.
Hey.
Come get on camera right quick. Right quick, hurry up. You look so cute. I love your locks. Say hi to everyone, please.
Hey, people. Nice to meet you.
This is my grandbaby.
16 now.
She's 16 now. Look at my
17 in 5 months, though.
Okay, that's enough. The next item is this quad that is the cream contour palette, which is by e.l.f. There's nothing wrong with the product. It's cool toned. I don't do well with cool tones. Like I mentioned before, I bronze. I know it's called bronzing, but that's my contour choice, is to use a warmer color. When I use the cooler shades, it looks like dirt on my face. So there's nothing wrong with the palette itself. It performed well. It just, for my performance thing, it was too cool toned, so it made me look washed out, and I don't like that. I like a little vibrant look, so it looked kind of washed out. I can't incorporate this to help out lighten some other concealers or to help tone down some of my bronzers that I use, but I can't use it as just overall just using this product because it's too cool tone for me. But the product worked well. Now for the 2 items that I just was in love with, the first one was this Cali Glow palette. This by Beauty Creations. I used each one of the shades that are in this palette. They worked perfectly. I did not have any issues with them at all. I didn't hit pan in any kind of way. This is a very large pan, so I know that I'll have this for quite some time. I did spritz it with some 99% alcohol, as I mentioned before, but I love all 3 of the shades, and they were just perfect. And then also it has a really good mirror, so you can use that as well. So I really did love it, and I also liked it has this little protective sleeve on it. So this is one of those items that's going to be done. Next is this Tear setting spray. I'm literally in love with this. This stuff was perfect. It set my face so well, but I want to use some of my other items, so I'm using something else this week. But this Tear, if you want something to make your makeup last and be transfer free, this is no joke. It is the truth. I didn't have it because I'm a hugger. So I'm always trying to keep my face away from people while I'm hugging them. I touched people's faces and it didn't transfer. It didn't transfer onto other people's clothes. This is really a great product. It's probably underrated because people don't really believe in it, because you see all these TikToks and people are being paid for it. I bought this with my own money. I'm not making a cent off of this. I'm telling you right now that this is a true blue product. I think you would love using it. Let me know if you do try it, because I really would stand by this. I really am loving this product. I'm just trying something else for today. Last time I started off with my body stuff that I was going to be using. Now this is after I've taken my shower and done whatever basic stuff I would have done, putting on my deodorant, stuff like that. But this is the part where I'm going into my glamming myself up. So I started off this time with a body oil, because I said that I like to layer. So this is a body oil that I got from the beauty supply store. It's called Prada. It has a very sweet warm scent. I've been wearing this for the winter, but now I'm going to do this for this whole week. It will probably use up the rest of this bottle. The beauty supply store that I go to, you can get You buy like 3 and you get 1 free or something like that. So it's dependent on which beauty supply store you go to. I love these oils because they make your fragrance last, and especially if you're layering, you can kind of create a fragrance that sort of is like tailored to you. So I started off with the Prada body oil, and it smells so wonderful. It smells really good. I always get compliments when I'm wearing this. Next is this perfume that I purchased from TikTok. TikTok has gotten me recently. It was Temu for a little while, but TikTok is just, stuff is popping up, and I need to cut it out. I'm not built like that. Ching ching, what the heck? So anyway, this is called, and I probably should have had my readers on. I don't even know where they are. This is called, ooh, I can't see that at all. Pink Blush. And I'm quite certain most of you may have seen this. I just thought the bottle was so adorable. It has like this little floral looking lip top. And then the bottle is just so sexy to me. It's really cute. I love the little gold on it, even though I'm a silver girl. I love the little gold writing. And the fragrance smells really nice. It's a very soft candy smell. I'm a sweet smell. I don't like smelling like food, but I do like smelling sweet, if that makes sense. I love that it comes out in a nice fine mist. So it's not like a blast to you when you put it on. So, you know, I put a little bit of that on, and then I also will let it kind of like sit up in the air so it lands like in my hair. So that's the fragrance that I used today. It was this Pink Blush. Now, I showed this item in my Dollar Tree haul. This wasn't one of my most recent purchases, but this was their Pro Silk Body 24-hour moisturizing body lotion. This is in creamy cashmere. I think it is a pretty good dupe for the EOS. As I mentioned in my video yesterday, the EOS, if that's the standard and that's a 10, I would give this a 7. It's not as creamy or as thick as the EOS, but for $1, I think it was either $1.25 or $1.50. As I mentioned yesterday, I will take a 7. Yes, I will accept a 7. Kind of wraps up my fragrance for today. So now I'll go into like my face care items. For my face prep today, for my hydrating spray, I'm using this Magic Coconut Water. They do have a rose scented one, and I don't particularly care for rose scented things. It's a little overwhelming for me. It's probably some sort of sensory thing to me. But I will use it, but I have to have some other stuff going on that will distract me from it. So this is my hydrating spray for this week. Yesterday I mentioned those little like sticks that are similar to Aquaphor. This is a little creamier. It's softer and it's more gentle when I put it on, so I don't have to like warm it up to apply it like under my eyes. It's not tugging in any kind of way. This is Soothing and Cooling Face Stick. This is by LA Splash. I got this at my beauty supply store. I'm really disappointed because they don't have it anymore, and I even have talked to the owners where I got this from, asking if they were going to get it back. They did say they're going to try. They said it was hard for them to even get a case of this, so I'm not certain what that is. I'm not going to order one item online just to get it, so hopefully it'll come back. But again, I use this under my eyes. I mentioned in my video yesterday, so I won't say it again because I don't want to take up too much time. A couple of items have made their transition from last week to this week because it's just part of my normal care. One of them is this L'Oreal Collagen Moisturizer. As you can see, I have almost emptied the container, but I do have another one ready. I haven't opened it yet, so once this is empty, I will go ahead and pop open the other one. But I'm really in love with this moisturizer. I mentioned before I'm a collagen lover, so this has collagen, and I feel that it makes a difference with my skin, with the texture and moisture retention, and making it look kind of plump. So I do love using the L'Oreal Collagen Moisturizer. Next is my e.l.f. Thirst Burst Drops. This has been a staple with my skincare routine for in the morning because, as I mentioned before, I like a dewy look, especially in the wintertime. In the summer, I will use a little more matte foundations and things like that because of my sweating, but as far as, especially during the drier months, this Thirst Burst has given me a great illumination for my skin, and I'm really loving the texture of this. It has a nice little fragrance to it. It's super duper mild. Even one of my co-workers, I recommended to her, and she's been using it. She's like, I don't like any type of fragrance, so she's been using it, so I'm glad that this is working out for her. But these Thirst Burst drops is part of my moisturizing routine. And last, I have still a little bit left in this container of the Ruby Kisses Magic Primer Potion. So I did base my eyes with that before I did my overall look today. My lip treatment for this week is this Ruby Kisses Cannabis Sativa Seed Lip Oil. It does have a little bit of a tingle to it, which I do like. It's very moisturizing. I like to prep my lips before I start applying any type of lipstick, lip liner, or anything like that to make certain that I'm not having any tugging going on and that my lips look nice and plump when I apply my lip gloss or lipstick. So this is for my week lip treatment. I mentioned this duo on my Dollar Tree haul yesterday. I got lost in my thoughts right there. Dollar Tree haul yesterday. So I do like a half pump of the e.l.f. Grip Master. And then I put like a little squeeze of the Gel Grip Face Primer by Be Pure. My reason for doing that is this primer is super thick, so it doesn't spread well for me. I'm in a hurry. I don't have time for it to warm up in my hands and stuff like that, especially since I'm trying to do videos on top of that. And then this is a little thinner, but it still has that same kind of properties that this has. So I matched these together as a pair, and they've been doing really good for making my skincare look really well, and my makeup doesn't like get that little cakey look where it starts separating. After a little while, I'll say probably about 7 o'clock, I'm probably at the gym by then. By the time I get to the gym, I'm wiping it off anyway, and I can see that it starts to break down. But it is 7 a.m., so for 12 hours, that's long enough for me. So these are the two primers that I'll be using for this week. Last but not least is my Amuse Fixative Fix Spray. I've only used this maybe once or twice before today. So I, to my recollection, it worked well. This is from the beauty supply store. I have a couple of other Amuse products. This brand really works well in my opinion. So this is their Fixative Fix Spray, and it's long lasting, moisturizing, and soothing makeup fix spray. So you can get this at your beauty supply store. For my brow, sorry, not my brows, for my mascara this week. My mascara for this week is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. This was like an oldie but goodie for me. I'm glad that they still sell this. I originally got this in like the On the Go palette by Urban Decay. So that's where I got introduced to this. It was quite some time ago. I used to love that palette. It was all-in-one. It had a little lipstick. It had the mascara, highlighter, and the eyeshadows, and also some sort of like contour color in there. So I did love that product, and it had a huge mirror I loved. So this is my mascara for this week. Now for my brows, I've come to the conclusion that I don't like dark brows on me. I was using the Palladio brown brow powder, which worked great, but it was just too dark. So what I have decided to do is I'm going to incorporate, what I do is I use this type of brush. Hopefully I can find it. Well, I'll try and talk about it while I find it. I use the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Powder Bronzer first for my eyebrows. So what I do is, give me a second. So I use one of these angle brushes to apply my brow powder. So that way I can do it like in one smooth motion. And then I started today because what happened at the end of the week, I started using some of my bronzer for my brows and then topping it with the Palladio. So, and see, this is multi-gen. You hear all the stuff in the background. I'm leaving that because it's part of my multi-generational home. It's noisy and it's a lot of stuff going on all the time. So these are like some of the things that go on while would make me not do my videos. But I'm going to keep it in there so that you can see that I'm still going through it no matter what. So I use this Goddess bronzer. I put that on with this brush first. And then I do one like light tap into the Palladio brow powder, and then I swipe that on the rest, like past my brow beginning. So I start like about right here, and then I swipe it through, and then I use my concealer or whatever it is that I'm going to use for, you know, cleaning up my brows and getting them in the shape that I. For my concealers for this week. I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Contour Cream. This is in natural. I got this from the store called Wish. I bought a whole bunch of them, but they only had like a couple of naturals, which was very irritating for me. But because this one matches me really well, so I'm going to be using this. And then for my contouring, I'll be using number 11, which is this Nicka K Perfection Multi-Use Concealer with Super Coverage. This one, of course, I can't see what the shade is, but it's number 11. So hopefully if you go to the beauty supply store to pick this up, this will help you because this is the shade that I'm using for contouring for this week. My foundation for this week will be this Level 9 Ruby Kisses Cream Foundation. It's a duo, so there's 2 different shades, and I like this because I can customize it to fit my skin tone, and it works really well with this LA Girl Pro Conceal. You know, it's like that what's in the tube, but it's a cream, so I can have a little more control, and it's a little bit thicker. This is one of the items that made it to this next week because this is the Butter Bronze by Absolute New York. This is number 2. It's gorgeous. It has like a little sheen to it. I love that it has a little cocoa smell to it. I'm going to have to go and purchase another one of these because I know I will be hitting pan because this is probably going to be in rotation for the rest of the winter. My highlighter for this week will be this Makeup Revolution quad. The little slip that was on it, I have no idea what I did with it. So it had the shades on it. So I don't know what the name of this palette is, but it does have a mirror. So I try to cover that up so you don't get a glare back, but it's a quad. And I love all 4 of these shades, so I'll be using this as my for this week, my highlighter for my rotation. So I was able to barely get everything into my basket. This will be sitting on my vanity for this week so that I can use up my items for Project Pan 2026. So if you would like to know any more about these items, or let me know what you think about the plan that I have and what you're doing to utilize your items to use those up, I sure would like to know. So I hope you can leave a comment for me. I would love for you to subscribe and follow me on my journey for my Project Pan and anything else that I have going on with my makeup, and I will be sharing more like details with my multi-gen life, as well as my being Gen X birthday coming up soon. So let's see how that turns out. So I hope everyone has a great day. Be beautiful and be good. Bye.